Cheers to another exciting episode of the Wasted Wagons podcast.
What?
You won't believe it, but we actually have the original crew here today with Biff, and we actually have a special guest in Russell. Russell, say hi to the fans.
Hey, fans.
Now we're going to start off today. We got
Not
a lot.
the only fans.
We have a
Y'all
lot.
could have one of those too.
I mean, maybe.
You slid that intro in like surprise butt sex.
Slid it in the DMs.
Surprise butt sex. Episode title.
We have a lot of things to talk about today, but what we're going to do first is we got a special guest with us, Russell, and he wasn't with us for the top 5 burger joints, so he's going to give us a little insight on what his favorite hamburgers are.
Yeah, so first of all, I'd definitely like to say, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Ground patty is trash.
Thank you.
Y'all gotta get.
Patty is not trash.
Y'all gotta get outside of Metairie and go
Thank
try some burgers.
That's
Thank
it.
you for validating me.
Ground patty is good.
Okay,
It's good.
so there's a caveat to that, though. So there used to be, like 4 or 5 ground patties all around Metairie. None of them are there anymore. The last one burned down.
It's in Kenner.
It reopened. That one is good.
Guys, if you don't know this about Russell, he likes beef in his mouth.
I
He knows
do.
what the fuck he's talking about.
I do.
100% pure ground beef too. None of that filling artificial
He
shit.
knows what he's talking about. Ground patty is absolute dog shit.
I think ground patty has 100% real beef. So does Port of Call.
Is that with or without the roaches?
When was the last time you had
The rat
ground patty?
fingernail?
So
Are you feeling lucky?
the newer one in Rivertown, I went maybe like a month and a half ago.
Which was
No,
lovely.
it was good. I'm not gonna lie.
It was God, wasn't it?
The old ones are trash.
It's God.
It was lovely.
So you're saying there's a difference between the old ground patty, the David Drive one, and
There's the David Drive. There was
The
one
Kenner one.
in like Bucktown. There was one in the Point.
There's one
all over the place.
they're
There's
all
one-
garbage except the
There's
Kenner
one in
West
Gretna.
End, yeah.
There's one in Gretna, I think.
Well, I'm saying they're all fucking garbage, including the new one in Kent.
And the one in
have
Gretna.
you been, at least been to the new one in Kenner?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. No, I respect.
It's dry as like
Thick and
old
dry.
lady butt.
Mike's just mad because he liked the Fortune Patio place that they took over.
Yeah.
No, he just doesn't like ground beef.
Look, the atmosphere is wonderful. Okay, they got that little extension now. That's like they have little bands and stuff that play. As a matter of fact,
It's a little like
It's
think-
Fortune Patio.
I think Jamie's going out to meet some friends.
There tonight.
There
She's going to
tonight.
Ground Patty tonight.
I believe
And
so.
she's going to have a delicious burger. But Mike, if you don't want a burger, why don't I can suggest that you try the chicken cordon bleu. It's
Yes,
delicious.
yeah, absolutely. I could get anything there.
We were talking
other
about
than
burgers.
You know,
Anyway,
it's just so dry, fellas. I mean, I
All
don't
right,
like a dry.
the one on
burger.
no,
David
because it's
Drive,
terrible. It's gotta be
scoop up
juicy.
the
And it's gotta be cooked correctly. To his point,
The
this poor
only
call does not
dry
cook.
burger that I could possibly eat is maybe like a smash type burger, only because like there's an excuse for it being dry.
What about like Castle Burger?
I feel like you haven't had a good smash burger then if you think it's dry. Like,
yeah, good smash
I'm just
burger.
saying, there's an excuse, right?
That's-
There's an excuse.
is there?
Not
You're smashing all that good fat.
So y'all,
And
but it's
all
also
the
done on
juices
the
are
usually
going
it's
away.
done, but it's done on like the griddle top, so it has all the has juice all and the like the juice.
And, like,
onion or
usually
whatever.
cute
on
I'm
it.
Yeah,
not saying
accumulates.
that I like dry burgers. I'm just saying that's the only type of burger that I could see kind of give a pass to, right? A small pass. Only because that's the way my brain operates. Like, okay, well, there's an excuse. They smash the shit out of the burger. The juices like leave the burger, but you get this nice thin, sometimes crispy.
That's what I got from Dr. Coach.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I somewhat justify that in my head. But anything else, I mean, no way.
I just did the ground patty on David
Look, I'll
Drive,
just-
scrape up Nutria from the canal line. just saying.
Look, a lot of people eat Nutria.
Yeah.
I've never eaten
It's kind of
Nutria.
dry, huh? Like the ground patty burger.
Questionable. All right, so I'll just slam through my top 5 list real quick. I got on there actually Bud's Broiler, very specific, the number 4 with sauce, because the hickory sauce is just incredible over there. Drunk or not, it's just an amazing burger. Nice little go-to. I have Bub's Burger, Smash Burger, over on Bank Street. That place is pretty damn solid. It's way expensive, like y'all are saying, but I don't think I've ever had a better Smash Burger than over there. They also have really good Brussels sprouts. Loggers and Bulldog are the same place, essentially.
Yeah.
So both of those are on the list.
Yeah.
And then y'all all hit on Phil's Grill as well, which Phil's Grill used to be
The shit.
the fucking shit, like big time.
Yeah,
They had...
We love you, Phil
Lager.
Brew.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so true story.
Open that shit back up, Phil.
Todd and I refused to go to Shake Shack because
I've
It's
never
overrated.
been either.
It's overrated.
because Shake Shack overtook Loggers, and that was a normal hangout
Yeah,
spot for us. Just
Yeah,
like
Waters was great.
But see, aside from the burger at Loggers, I used to really like the mahi mahi sandwich.
That was good.
Oh my
All
It
the
was,
never had
food.
it was God.
It's good.
All right, so what's your number one? Rob?
So my number one was the combo of Beach Corner and Old Swamp Room because they're essentially the same place.
Michael
To the
Scott
best of my knowledge,
Old
I want to say a chef left Beach Corner and went over to Swamp Room at some point. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, both of those places are amazing. Beach Corner is currently way better than the new Swamp Room, but I still frequent that place.
So you agree that the old Swamp Room was better?
I say that, but like the old Swamp Room, I would only end up there at 2 or 3 in the morning, and you'd have to cut through the thick fog to get to wherever you're going, and then eat a burger. And yeah, sure, it tasted great, but I don't remember it as fondly as I should. I guess.
Old restaurants
the
use
old-
hot
the old
pans,
one.
you know.
I do because I
They
used to
have
go
that,
with Hooter Girls all the
that,
time.
You know,
That season.
that
Like-
season, that
like
bacon
Dustin
goodness.
The collected
You
flavor.
know, the collective. They probably don't wash it often, so like
It's good. It makes it
We're
good.
talking about the grill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
grill, pots, pans, you know that kind of shit.
That's the post we made on social media about Dustin Hoffman from
Right.
Meet the Fockers.
I didn't disagree with it. I thought it was a good post. They're like, just kidding. I was like,
Right.
no, it's very.
I made that list before listening to the
I
pod
was
last
just kidding, just to-
whatever when that
not
y'all
fit.
released it. 2 weeks ago.
Hey, you might have gotten a free burger.
I
Tagged him in.
I know it's like the new Swamp Room. It's like I'll give that fucking thing away because the new Swamp Room, I'm not a
The
fan.
new Swamp Room was shit. All right, here's 10.
It's like it's all. I just like the vibe of it is like not. I like the old shitty vibe of the other one. Like it
The
just.
new bar is nice. Like it's big, it's clean, it's not smoky.
I know that's what
it's
made
too-
the
it's
other
too
Swamp
bright
Room
in
so
there.
great.
It's too bright.
I'm okay with that. I'll go for lunch sometimes. So like, I'll go and just get a burger and throw some darts.
What do y'all think about the where the old Swamp Room was?
Oh God,
it
table
became
and tap.
Table and Tap. What do you think about
Table
that?
and tap's
That place
garbage.
is
It's
horrible.
garbage.
It's $9 shot night.
So what my opinion on that though, it actually when it first opened was a pretty cool little spot. It was
It's very nice looking.
well,
What was cool
But-
about it, Travis?
I don't know. It was just like it wasn't what
Overpriced.
he evolved to. I mean, it was a Metairie bar that had a decent selection of beer
I
on
mean,
tap.
the bathroom urinals still smell the same.
It's a good mark.
but then they
If that's what you're remembering, it must be pretty.
they
fucking
kind of converted it more from like a bar, and then they
Yeah.
tried to make it almost like clubbish by adding like a dance floor with a DJ and things like
Okay.
that. And it's just a Metairie bar, fellas. I mean, I don't understand why they had to do all that.
Trying to make it their public.
The problem I had with it was not so much aimed like the DJ and all that, but in the club part. But it was the club part would start so early. Like if you went there to get like happy hour at like say 6 or 7 o'clock, the DJ would start like
pumping music.
yeah, it's just pumping music. Like you couldn't really hear like a conversation you're having with someone at the table
Right.
because the DJ is just trying to get the crowd amped up. And
Yeah.
that was the only real problem I had with it.
Yeah.
I've only been
I've been
4 or 5
once.
times.
Yeah.
Bassist juice for the baddest man on the planet. That's who that is.
Yeah, a bar like Table and Tap
Come on,
that
Mitch.
has a VIP section. I think is ridiculous.
Yeah, that too.
I don't think I even realized it had a VIP section.
they do.
Yeah.
That's
At least they
Metro
did. I mean, I
VIP.
haven't been there in a while, but they did.
All right, the game is underway.
Oh boy.
Pelicans.
So that brings us to our next topic on today's agenda. Currently, we have the Pelicans playing the Kings, and what would be the winner goes into the 8th seed of the playoffs. Biff, you said you had some kind of choice words for the Pelicans play.
Yeah, like
Like-
Zion's the only one that showed up. Zion and Herb and Jose. And
Until the game really needed him, and then
he tore his ACL or not ACL, his
Hamstring.
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 Sprained a hammy.
I mean, but
But I mean, until they needed him, the dude was like lights out for most of the game.
Bi had a really bad night.
Injury
Yeah,
overall.
Bi was
He was just he had a
just
bad
missed
game.
a shot too. Yeah,
I mean,
just saying he's injury prone. That's all.
yeah, but like he wasn't injury prone all year.
yeah, this just
This
happened.
year.
Well, no,
I know, but like,
but this year he kind of turned the corner and fixed a lot of that.
All right.
No, it was fitting that
Are
Zion
you
puts
hating
up
on
40
Zion,
points
Mike?
and then he goes out with, 3 minutes left in the game,
yeah,
No, but to back Mike's comment up, though, Zion historically has been injury prone.
Historically.
Yeah,
this year he did
Ingram
one.
too. And Ingram too.
Well, Ingram's got like them stork legs. So. Yep.
I just want to see. I don't know how he passes
And I
the
was
drug
like,
test.
yeah. Done.
I mean, how many games has McCollum, been out on? I mean,
Well, he was out in the
a
last game.
few, but not
Well,
as much.
He's load managing.
Not as much as a.
When CJ is off, he is off though. Like,
Yeah, like last
game,
Because
game-
it's real injury.
when they put up the stat that they were 7 for 25 from 3-point range, stop shooting fucking threes.
All right.
Yeah,
Go
it
to
was
the basket,
horrible.
drive, put points on the board.
It was
Stop
horrible.
throwing, and he was throwing up some awful 3-pointers.
Yeah. And
Like,
just
he was
like,
just like
and not
shot
even
was
running a
leaving.
play, like
No.
just yeah.
Look, I support the Pelicans. I mean, it's
No, I love him.
local
I'm wearing the
team.
hat.
You know, I
Mitch Sanford's incredible. I'm just saying that. Baddest dude on the planet.
Jonas.
But no, they
A UNO baseball player. Baddest dude on the planet. All three.
A UNO baseball player.
he's not part of the Pelicans.
He's probably on Todd's top 5 MLB players, or will be. It's like he played in AAA ball for a bit, and
now he's on Savannah Bananas.
He's not Savannah.
But since you guys are talking about basketball player injuries, my big thing goes to how much of this is actually real or how much of it's fabricated.
It's disgusting watching.
we
basketball.
throw out the term load management. The Pittsburgh Penguins were eliminated, but not that kind of load management.
Oh.
We talk.
The con LeBron James invented.
So the Pittsburgh Penguins were actually just eliminated from the NHL playoffs a couple nights ago, and it came out that Chris Letang has been playing all season with multiple injuries and played all 82 games. Why do we not see that from NBA players?
It's a different mindset and a different style or breed of player. It's simple as hockey is a way more physical game. The players are more physical. They're bigger. They're stronger. I'll say it. They're tougher. I don't think there's any argument.
Bigger may be a bit of a reach.
But see,
Well, bigger than your typical point guard is 6'1", 2 maybe 3, 200 something pounds. A typical defenseman or forward might be 6'3", 225, 240. They're just bigger players. And the mentality of that sport is they're tougher. They play through injury, and they if they get hurt, they stay on the ice and they tough it out.
They're not pussies.
I'm not going to say that about any athlete.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Let Mike's name get put on that statement, okay? I didn't say
I
that.
said that.
no, but
I endorse this.
I did.
I like the cheese, and I endorse that statement.
Rawr.
But see, I guess my biggest complaint with the load management and guys sitting out when they're not really hurt, it's just the idea of people possibly traveling to that other city to go watch a game,
Right.
and or people who don't really have a lot of money to really spare on a game, and they decide, Steph Curry's coming to town, let me go watch the Golden State Warriors play, and then Steph Curry's deciding to sit out for no good reason, load management night. Guys, you get paid millions of dollars to play a game for a living.
I'm going to jump in here since Travis said Steph Curry. All right, yep. I used to coach my son's flag football team. When we went to the playoffs, one of the parents texted me on the side and said, "Hey Todd, look, I got to let you know, Braxton's not going to be playing in the playoff game because we got Pelicans tickets for tomorrow night. He's a big Steph Curry fan. He's been wanting to see him since come here since forever. So we finally got him tickets. Well, lo and behold, the next day she texts me the day before the game, and she's like, Braxton's going to be playing in the playoff game. And I'm like, why is that? She's like, the entire starting lineup for the Golden State Warriors is sitting out. So poor kid was hoping to go see his favorite player play, and then he decides to take the night off because of load management. I mean, I think you got to look at it from the perspective of, people are paying money to come watch you play, and you just decide to take a night off when you're not really even hurt.
I get it, and I have no defense of the players sitting out games and back-to-backs and stuff like that. All I can say is the NBA has tried with some of the rules and the incentives that they have put in place this year to try to curb some of that, but they
play a lot of games.
Yes, but that is just
the same number as the NHL.
That's just how the sport is.
How many games do baseball players play, Mike?
Too many. Hot.
162.
How many did Cal Ripken play?
9,000.
Yes, yes. Give him the alleyway to start sucking off Orioles players over there, because you know it's gonna happen.
I got my Ripken jersey on.
I'm surprised you have a fucking big McDonald thong on. You should choke him down real quick.
Tim McDonald, you're the best commentator.
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
Patrick's just jealous because the Cardinals probably got some boring ass guy. We love you, Ben.
Play-by-play guy? I could give a shit less who they rotated or not. It has nothing to do with it.
I think he probably sucks.
Maybe so.
Ben McDonald grabbed your attention. You know, he's just that good.
He's great when he does like the College World Series.
He's pulling
Others, but I don't write a love letter to him every fucking podcast episode.
I'm pretty sure we have a podcast episode.
Yeah, there's a whole episode. It's all titled "A Love Letter to Bill McDonald." It should have been a suckfest of Bill McDonald.
Does he grab you by the pussy?
How big is he,
I
Todd?
just want to say, Ben McDonald comments on tweets, and he actually commented on the tweet that I posted about he posted the new bobblehead that came out. It was Brandon Hyde, and I said, "When are we going to get a Ben McDonald one?" And he said, "Well, you know, they came out one of me way back in the day when I was a player,
Phrasing?
but I never knew it existed. I've never seen it.
You don't have one?
No, I would get it if I could find it.
You got dig.
But he's like, well, maybe they'll come out with one as a commentator."
Todd might put a clay penis on it.
So I was like, well, I got to go find this old school player bobblehead.
Does he comment on tweets? Because
Ben,
he's like
if you're listening, please do something to...
Does he comment on
Get him
tweets
one.
because he's like a G-list celebrity?
He comments on tweets because he's like employed just to call games and
Yeah.
No, listen. Ben McDonald is great on the broadcast. Any broadcast he's on.
But he was a
He's
great
fantastic.
rugby player.
He was a good
So, like,
player. He was a good player.
how
He
many
was a
years?
good player in college as well.
But he comments
How many
on
years
all
did he
the
play?
He commentates all the SEC games as well, which it just kind of draws.
Wasn't he
being a Mississippi
Burned
State
out
fan?
like by the time he got to pros.
Oh man, he had a pretty lengthy
He
career.
was a decent pro career, yeah.
I thought he was not nearly what he was in college.
No, I
I
agree
don't
with
think
that.
his career ever made it to I don't know if he was ever an all-star. I don't think he
How
made
many
it to
years? I'm
all-star
curious.
status, but he had a respectable career.
I thought maybe I was mistaken. 'Cause I thought he only had like
Charles, back to your original point about the load management thing. Like, it sucks, but it's just one of the things we have to, as a fan, you have to prepare for and understand. That's just the way those players are and how that league does their regular season. They don't prioritize it nearly as much, and the NBA knows that and recognizes that and has tried to do things to correct some of that, but the players they're not built like NFL players or hockey players to just tough it out and fight through stuff like that. They have injuries, yeah, they'll sit because at the end of the day, as long as they make the top 10, they have a chance of being ready to play. Like I think LeBron even said something about, or maybe it wasn't LeBron, so I don't want to say it was him, but someone made a comment about it doesn't matter where I'm seated as long as I'm healthy for the playoffs, and we can go from there.
Yeah, McDonald played from '89 to '97. That's not lengthy.
It's 8 years.
That's
a long
for
time.
a pro career.
For a baseball player, I've seen some do double.
Roger
Do double
Clemens.
that.
There's no way Bob's.
It's not
Cal
like,
Ripken.
It's not
But it's
3-year career.
Yeah.
I know, like this is what I'm
it's
saying.
not
Like,
like
he's a-
come up from the minors and go back down.
yeah.
So wait, are you penning a
I hate.
hate letter
I am.
to Ben McDonald? Is this what we're hearing?
All the hate.
Todd,
I kind of am. He was a college.
Todd looks so hurt right
He was
now.
college. He was a college stud, but like
Todd is hurt. We
he
have
was just kind of a.
we insulted his
A
hero.
fucking hate
He was
letter.
a flop in the pros.
He's no Christopher or Norm McDonald.
Sorry,
I wouldn't
Todd.
say it was a flop. I mean, he's not. I mean,
Well, let me read the stats. Then,
I'll say Biff. He's a better commentator than he was a baseball
He's a
player.
fantastic.
He was 78 and 70.
I think the bells are
I
ringing.
mean, he was also.
That's a winning record. I mean,
But you also got to understand he was on
Never
the Orioles.
pitched in the postseason.
But you also got to understand he was on the Orioles, so weren't a good team.
This is true.
How much better is Christopher McDonald and Norm McDonald?
Oh Jesus.
I know it's actors, but you know.
Norm McDonald.
Anywho,
Sorry, Todd. I don't like Ben McDonald that much.
Todd. let's flip this a little bit and not make this so anti-Orioles. McDonald, Todd.
Well, y'all started with the whole like him blowing Orioles players and stuff.
I mean, well, no, he only blows that one.
Okay.
He's
So I just
he's starting to form a love crush on Jackson Holiday. It's just starting to.
all right.
Not really Jackson Holiday.
More of Adley
Adley
Rutschman.
Oh well, that's understandable. But no, like you brought up Jackson Holiday a lot more now that he's been called up.
Well, he was killing it in the minors. So I mean, I would have thought. Obviously, he looked like he was MLB ready when he was playing for the local Tide.
I can't make that joke.
Jesus.
Carry on.
But now that he's
They just
called up,
watched the fast break and gave up a third.
he was 1 for
Yeah,
25 before today's game. I'm pretty sure he probably doesn't have a hit today. So it doesn't look like anybody but Adley Rutschman is doing anything.
Oh,
Well, we're on baseball. We can talk about the NBA and how all that's going to go in the load management, yada yada. It's almost like beating a dead horse. Listen, they're not really going to change it. They're going to find ways to tweak it so they try to play more.
What I think is that if they keep doing this and not playing full seasons, they're going to stop the guaranteed contracts. Because in basketball, you sign on the dotted line, like 8-year, $200 million, you're guaranteed that money.
Right.
There's all guaranteed contracts.
That'll all come down to what the Players Association bargains for, and I'm sure they would love for it to get something closer to what you're talking about.
The stupid contract was a Gordon Hayward signed, and he broke his ankle the first game.
Oh yeah.
For the Celtics, and it was like he didn't play the whole season, and he signed like something over $100 million or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he barely played for the team, and he ended up ruined his career. But he like guaranteed like $200 million.
Yeah, I forget what his signing bonus was because that's the only part that's really guaranteed. Is like so the full contract isn't guaranteed, like say baseball. So he got a good percentage of it.
I thought it was. I thought the basketball contracts were fully guaranteed.
I have no idea. I don't think they are, but I could be wrong. I honestly don't pay attention to their contracts like I do football and some other sports.
Well, so I guess with the conclusion of this argument, hockey is better than basketball. So the greatest time of the year in sports is coming up. Todd says he's got nothing to add to this conversation. But the NHL,
I think the greatest time of the year in sports is college baseball. So I mean, I don't.
Now you're saying that just because you don't have a team in the hockey playoffs, or
Look, I'll admit the NHL playoffs is exciting when your team's in it, but yeah. I haven't watched hockey.
I beg to differ on greatest time of the year in sports. I think that's the fall when it's like baseball, World Series, college football ramping up. Like, I think for me personally, that's my favorite time.
I agree with
that's Mike agrees with this only because he is not a real.
I'm not a hockey fan either. So.
Mike is not a real Golden Knights fan, so
I'm real Golden Knights.
Mike, how are y'all doing in the playoff push?
No comment.
Well, the Golden Knights
They did make
and
it.
they play the Stars in the first round, which I'll be pulling heavily for the Stars.
Yep.
But my Los Angeles Kings got the unlucky short straw again, and for the third year in a row have drawn the Edmonton Oilers in the first round, and will probably exit in the first round for the third year in a row. So I'm not, I'm going to watch, but it might be another short-lived playoff for me.
McClellan as the coach, right?
No, they fired him.
Who's the coach now?
Go ahead and give him the guy's
I
name.
was about to say because McClellan is
He was
famous for
pulled
having
in.
first round exits.
He was pulled in as an interim.
Yeah. So the Avalanche have the Winnipeg Jets first round. That's going to be a tough matchup. Honestly, it could go either way. We could lose that series depending upon how goaltending goes. Obviously, we have McKinnon, who is the best player in the league right now. Fight me if you disagree.
I don't disagree with that.
So we absolutely have a chance to win that series and progress and move on. But Winnipeg has had the Avs number in some ways throughout the season. So it'll be a good series. But I'm excited for playoffs starting. It's one of my favorite playoffs to watch, especially like the first round. Like there's a lot of intensity. Might get an upset.
Listen for the hiccups.
Here they come.
In 3, 2.
Whether a player is injured, cut from the team, or underperforming, an NBA team is obligated to pay the player the full guaranteed amount.
Fuck, I'd load manage too. What we talking about?
Gordon Hayward,
I changed my tone.
Gordon Hayward's contract, 4-year, $120 million from the Hornets, and it said he missed 41% of the games.
My lord.
Mm-hmm. It said he played 118 out of like 280.
So, on the same vein, go look up the numbers for Steven Strasburg, his contract that he signed,
20
and
mil.
then how many games he played after his injury.
120 mil to not play a kid's game.
To be fair, he also broke his goddamn leg in multiple places. It's not like he was like, "Oh, I have a back contusion. I'm gonna sit out." half the season. Like a gruesome,
Like Ingram?
gruesome leg injury.
That was during the time when it said it's like Gordon Hayward's injury shows that we should just skip the 82 games between the Heat and the Warriors in the finals every year, because they were going every single year.
Didn't
What's the
Sam
point of the whole
Bradford's Sam Bradford's shitty rookie play end up being the decider of the rookie contracts getting lessened in football?
Yeah.
Wasn't he like the last guy that got the big
because
contract?
he was first overall pick too.
Yeah, that was the last year of like their first overall pick, or like the rookies getting like the huge deals that they got. So now they all have the rookie wage scale in place
the
now.
Todd Gurley effect for the running backs.
Yeah,
He was the richest running back in football. Like he signed like a 4-year deal and he played like 1 1/4 of that deal.
Something
He was,
like that, yeah.
Basically retired.
Travis is starting to sweat.
Travis is holding in pickups in.
It's a play-by-play here.
Russell, I don't know if you know, Travis gets the hiccups when he's got a Zen in. So there it is.
Zen.
No, you're good. Okay.
Please, subscribe. Sponsor us, please. Thank you.
Endorse.
But anyway, it's a good time for sports fans in general, whether you like a specific sport or not. You have a lot of meaningful, important games where the stars who are not injured will be playing. So even if you want to just gamble on it, there's options and room for that. Right now with NHL starting on Saturday, NBA starting, I think, either Sunday or early next week. Yeah, something like that. College spring football games are going on right now too. College baseball is in full swing, no pun intended.
Deep in conference play. Deep in conference play.
Pro baseball was off to a good start, for a lot of our teams.
Some teams. The Cardinals are currently one game under.
Because the Guardians are actually tearing it up.
Guardians have far surpassed my expectations.
I'm glad y'all's two teams are doing something because my team is a game under 500 and they're kind of sucking.
What is my team doing right now? Losing 6-4 or last I checked.
To kind of put a bow on the sports talk, I said I'll do it since I'm assuming none of you all watched either of the two games. I'll give a shout out to UConn, the men, and no. Oh, I don't give
South Carolina.
I watched the game
Yeah.
because I had Purdue in the championship and lost.
Shout out to Dawn Staley and South Carolina for the women's championship. UConn on the men going back to back. That was good to see. And they kept Danny Hurley, as their coach. So that there was talk about him going to Kentucky once Calipari left for Arkansas. But Arkansas got their man. Kentucky brought back a former player in Mark Pope to be their coach. UConn kept their coach. And now I guess we get to see if UConn can three-peat, which they probably have pretty good odds right now on doing so. Same with South Carolina as for a repeat if they can keep some of their core minds what they lost for the draft just recently.
Well, couple more before we exit sports talk here. Biff, if you had to pick a baseball team, who would your favorite baseball team be?
Still the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They have a bad year. I was raised watching them. My dad's a big fan. I was a Braves fan growing up because of TBS.
Not Alabama.
Not Alabama. My dad's no longer going to cheer for Alabama because Saban's gone. He was a Saban
No, I
fan.
was saying because you thought the Braves logo was Alabama.
Oh. Yeah, right. No, I always cheer for the Cardinals, and they had some decent teams, and they won in what?
Some decent teams. They had some great teams.
No, I mean, I'm talking about
Until Wainwright decided to Wainwright.
What are your feelings on Adam Wainwright?
I like Adam Wainwright.
I love Adam Wainwright. Patrick doesn't seem to.
No, I love Adam Wainwright. He's a club legend. It's just the last 3 or 4 years
So,
were the dog
so
shit.
would you say you loved him?
I love him. What? Say it with your chest.
Something's wrong with you.
Say it with your
Would you
chest.
put a clay penis on your Adam Wainwright bobblehead?
Make a note. I got to get that Dave McDonald bobblehead.
Ladies and
Just turn to
gentlemen,
the video.
the hiccuping just started. If you're curious.
Give him a six.
This one looks like it might be going to the cemetery.
A six
He is
milligram
changing
would
colors. He's
You see 3 pink elephants roaming the room.
What's he on?
like the old Looney Tunes.
Say he on mushrooms?
It's all
These
Looney
are-
Tunes.
these
The dude
are-
was drunk and he saw the 3.
Travis,
What character was that? He saw the pink
how
elephant.
do you feel right now?
I don't think he can
Is that
respond.
your
I
Cinnamon
feel
Sam?
fucking great. if you had to pick it,
Oh God.
Baseball team.
There's a reason I've been quiet over here.
Just don't say the Cubs or the Yankees.
Man, I played baseball growing up, and I've just never been into baseball at all. I feel like I might have liked the Braves back then. Like I don't know.
okay,
I just thought
solid choice.
funny-
They're a good team.
funny story is when
Funny, haha, or funny, peculiar.
funny peculiar and
Jalen Clover,
I laughed when it happened at Travis's sweater party this year. Chiemi was like, "Who here likes the Mets? The Mets are garbage." And Josh is all decked out in fucking like Mets hat and everything. And he's like, "I like the Mets," and she's like, "Is that a Mets hat?" And he's like, "Yeah." Like,
Josh,
just like just sitting there.
Josh is really taking the Mets and run with them.
So like, it's just like she's like, "The Mets suck." I don't know.
So
I
Josh,
was like,
Josh has access to my MLB package.
That's like the Family Guy thing. It's a girl. Can you check again? And he pulls out all sports shit.
Wait, Travis, you said he has access to your package?
That's what I heard.
Yes, he has anytime.
your package.
Oh,
wow.
Does he know about this?
That's
MLB
a
The
transfer. of another story.
MLB.TV package, and he actually like scores the games. Like he writes out like a card every time he listens to the game. So he has really kind of taken the Mets and run with them, and researches David Wright.
Hey, we have yet to see him at a party with an earpiece listening to a transistor radio, though.
If he did, he'd be gambling. That's what he'd be
Not
doing.
calling anybody out.
Your transistor. All right, so if you had to pick, you would choose the Braves.
That's fair.
By the way,
before we-
I'll put a bow on this because I still had it on my phone. Jalen Brown for the Celtics signed a 5-year, $304 million contract. All guaranteed.
He got paid. He got paid.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't mad at people getting paid, man.
So before we fully exit the sports talk,
You were saying?
the NFL draft is coming up.
Yeah.
Something you wanted to add about that?
We are going to attempt to do a live kind of watch along with the draft.
The
As a-
first
Are we
round.
gonna accept call-ins, like callers, like, hey?
Buddy, if you have someone else call and talk to us live,
I can get my mom. I can get my mom to call in again.
yes, have Mama Olivia call in.
What do you think about the draft? What draft?
I thought you brought me to talk about Melatonin.
Where are my crawfish pies?
Meatloaf. Just badgering the
The crawfish pies.
Fuck! If we make it to the next week's draft, then yeah, we're gonna try to do a live
We make it.
stream or cast of the draft and kind of just react in real time as to what's going on. We'll see where the Saints ultimately make their pick.
Go Knicks.
Not in the first round, hopefully.
Well, if he calls a second, I think the Saints got to take him. I know we've already said this on multiple.
you got to. You just got to.
If
What a specimen.
I'm worried about someone getting to him first, though.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll be there at our second pick, but I don't see this with Derek Carr. I don't think the Saints are going to take a
Yeah,
quarterback.
because he's such a solid fucking quarterback.
Maybe not
But
quite.
it's not that. It's just
I
the
know,
money
I
they're
know.
paying him.
I know.
Maybe not quite Jack Caglione specimen. Bo Nix is a specimen.
Maybe not Ben McDonald specimen, but
Well, maybe in his prime.
in college.
When he was, he is a prime. He's in his prime.
He's in his prime right
he's in his
now.
prime as a commentator right now.
Question: what do you think Todd would pay for an ounce sample of fucking Ben McDonald's semen?
I
Just
don't think
to
there's-
have.
I don't think there's a price.
We redact that.
Nope. All the shit I have to leave in, I'm leaving that in too. Sorry.
Does it come with the bobblehead?
Here it comes. Sure. The taste, the color, the consistency.
All right, so we are going to
Next.
we are going to attempt to do a live watch party
Can we name that segment like hate man?
Hate.
for the draft.
Hate.
Something tells me we might have a few Wagoneers missing from that one.
What? The draft?
What, from the draft party?
Whose house is this going to be at, though? Travis's? Who's volunteering? Travis.
Fine with me.
Travis house it is. So yeah,
I might have to set up before I get there.
I think the draft starts at 7,
When
maybe
is it?
7:30 on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So we might be a few picks behind initially, just trying to get to Travis house to set up and get everything going and recorded. But yeah, we'll attempt to do our first live unedited maybe event next
So we'll
Thursday.
live stream it.
Yeah, we'll be live on either Facebook and or the Gram, and we'll see how it goes and see how far we make it before we have to shut everything off.
Nice.
Well, since we're still talking about football, we recently had a death in football.
Ah,
Oh, jeez.
oh,
Does,
geez.
does anybody
OJ's.
OJ, what?
feel the need to shed any light on OJ Simpson?
Before we say before we start any kind of bash party here,
Zen, can you please make a 1.5?
I'm going to tell you something. And Travis can probably remember this.
Find a cigarette.
Back when we were in Mary Magdalen, we used to check out sports books from the
I'm
library.
asking for me, not Travis.
Shut up, Mike.
Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt Ben
Sorry.
McDonald when he's
Sorry.
in
I'm not
sports.
going to say anything about Ben McDonald. I was going to talk strictly about OJ Simpson here.
No, I was talking about interrupting him.
You see, back when we were at Mary Magdalen, we used to check out sports books from the library. You remember, like, Mr. De Felice back in the day?
No.
Well, you did say on the last episode that me and Travis remember names.
Y'all do.
Yes. She was like the first librarian we
What
had.
was her name?
Miss De Felice.
I remember the one with like the
I don't
glasses. She was chunky.
No, that was
But chunky in the right
fuck,
place.
no, I don't know.
Mike's first crush. Mike lost his virginity to
I remember
I know what you're talking about, but no, that's not
Mike had a
hard.
crush on a library.
Mike, are you saying she was thick?
But this lady wasn't hot that he's talking about.
Thick.
I don't remember her name. That's
That's
weird.
weird. Finney.
She was a.
Finney, that's who it was. Finney.
I don't remember.
She was not. She was not
Anyway,
hot at all.
Why are we? We're way on topic again.
If we're talking about
librarians that weren't even hot.
that's like Rumble teacher hot, where it's like you're so pent up with like testosterone. It's like any female
Like,
that
yeah,
like
Miss Smith is like 50 years old, but
Top
she spreads her
five
legs
Magdalen
like librarian,
librarians.
so she's hot.
I recuse myself.
Redact.
redact.
Top 5 Mary Magdalen librarians.
So yeah, only two when we were there.
So help me recall this, right? So she was like,
Dude, I don't even.
she was thick.
No,
in the right
like,
spot.
Are you talking
You're talking
about?
about Miss Finney, dude.
I don't remember. I don't
And
know.
she wasn't hot.
And she wasn't young.
She was old.
She was pretty old.
Well, I might not. Librarian.
Mike is truly a wasted wagon tonight. He hasn't had a drink.
Hey,
Drinks since New Year's.
Alcohol does things to me.
I'm moving past the librarians. So we used to rent the sports book.
I don't know what's worse.
Todd
Talking
started
about librarians
that,
at Magdalen and be looking at the Saints quarterback draft history. That's
That's pathetic.
So we
I don't
used to
even know
rent
half
these
these players.
fucking sports books. And the first one I ever rented, or
Was
checked
O.J.
out,
Simpson?
was OJ Simpson.
That's before the
So
murder.
I was actually
Way
an
before
OJ,
the
an OJ Simpson fan before the murder.
murder.
You are the Moida.
Was that your Ben McDonald voice?
No, it's from Summer Sam. Come on. Well, anyway,
Sorry.
Just summer of fanboys. No.
So OJ rests in wherever he is.
so I checked out OJ's book, and I was a fan of OJ
Was he in
before the murder. But obviously,
I don't know.
I mean, obviously,
he's not a cool person.
we were all too young to see him play. My first memory of him was the Hertz rental car commercials when he was running through the airport to get to the rental car station from the plane or whatever.
In a Broncos jersey.
But what about his role in Naked Gun?
Yeah.
Nordberg.
Yeah,
Let's not forget about that.
no, he was
He
great.
was great before he killed his ex-wife.
Allegedly.
It was some Puerto Rican guy.
Some Puerto Rican guy.
Mike, the
He's
glove,
still out there.
Keep
If
on
the
going
glove
with one
does
of
not
us.
fit, you must acquit.
the glove didn't fit.
Chewbacca defense didn't work. No, it
But
didn't
he
work.
tried to put the glove on like this. Like, it doesn't fit. He like had his hand like completely out. It was like, yeah.
Well, he had a rubber glove, like a surgical style glove underneath.
Like a latex glove?
Mike, can you tell us? I mean, you're in the field of sorts of like medicine and things like that. If you were going to kill two
Dr.
people,
Mike.
how would you do it?
Do you really want me to tell you?
So you thought about this.
Supposedly,
He did say
speaking about
he did say he was the goat at intubating. So.
Take a sip of your drink, Patrick.
Speaking about the OJ stuff, Kato Kalin recently went on a podcast and spilled guts about how, like, yeah, he definitely
Kato
fucking
Kalin?
did it. Like,
Well, OJ spilled guts too. Just
yeah.
Do we think we can get Kato Kinlan on the podcast?
Can we trash Kato Kalin and get a gift card?
So when you were watching OJ stabbing, you really thought he did it at that
We
moment?
love you, Meow. No, we really don't.
Would you want Kato Kalin on the podcast?
I don't want Kato Kalin in my state, much less on the podcast.
Sure, why not?
He's like a pool boy that fucking weird dude.
what if
David
he's-
Spade's impersonation of
He
it.
seems like an
What if he was an accessory?
Biff's got some unique perspective.
So hey, no, what happened to you the other day? You were telling us earlier. Didn't you have some kind of bad experience or something, Biff?
Mike, you are a horrible teammate. you are the worst teammate.
All right, so
Whatever happened to Segways?
I'll segue.
Beautiful.
I'll tell the story. It happened earlier today. No, I'll just
What's
tell
going on?
a certain
Biff,
other
just,
person.
Biff, you're
No.
recused here. You don't have to say.
No, I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
it
it.
was
I'm
all
gonna
my
say it.
fault.
I'm just gonna not drop names and
just piece this story together
Very, very lightly. Okay?
lightly.
Very
I
lightly.
was asked on a
Just don't
date.
say anything. As OJ Simpson, he killed everybody.
No, I was asked on a date by someone.
People.
I can't you asked me a question and y'all all interrupt me.
It was just.
All
I
right.
had a tick.
This is my life.
That's it. I guess y'all don't want to hear my story.
No.
All
Oh,
right.
I do.
All right.
This is.
I'm not talking.
I was asked on a date by a man.
End of story.
Story over. Okay.
Oh,
And he's like, "Am I not your type?" I was like, "No, I'm just into women."
You're way off of my type. Yeah.
I was like, and then he said, "I'll leave you alone." So that was the. And
Actually,
not,
the exact opposite of my type.
Way out of line. Way out of line.
well, that was a great story. OJ Simpson.
they were trying to get juicy details. I'm not dropping names or anything.
I see what you did there. Juicy.
Oh, juicy details.
Good segue.
Juby
Unlike Mike.
Juicy juice.
Next on the docket.
Yeah.
The juice is loose.
Move right along.
This episode is titled "Mike is a bad teammate."
So, does anybody else have anything else to say about OJ before we move along?
Nope.
Yeah.
Just that his.
OJ can get away with murder. This
Just
guy
that-
can have his kid.
I mean,
be dead.
what if, look, let's talk about this, right? What if he really did?
I don't remember that.
I mean, I kind of feel bad if he really didn't do it.
He even wrote the book. If I did it, like.
Okay, yeah. That was
Well, if you,
pretty idiotic.
Not the smartest thing he's ever done.
If you're fleeing down the interstate in your white Bronco and refusing to stop for a long period of time, I think something's up.
You're not innocent.
Did anybody see his funeral? I mean, did that happen at his funeral? Was he carried away in a white Bronco?
I have not seen anything.
It was
Did the LAPD carry?
I haven't seen anything about OJ other than like the day he died when they said that he died, and that's the last thing I remember reading, seeing about the whole OJ thing because I don't care.
I don't care about that dude. I really don't.
What did he go to jail for like 9 years? It was like memorabilia.
Yeah,
or
like
something.
like he beat up some dude that.
So apparently, he caught someone with his memorabilia. Memorabilia of his was stolen,
Right.
and he stole it back from someone.
Right.
So he went to jail
For stealing his own shit.
his own stuff back from someone who stole his stuff. Yeah, it's a wild. There's nothing normal about that guy's life and career.
At least OJ can rest in peace knowing that his wife's killer is now put to rest.
Yes.
It's true.
And on that note, we'll move on from OJ. OJ, nobody's gonna miss you.
Rest in pieces, OJ.
But what's everybody drinking tonight?
Whoa,
Very good segue.
Woo!
Horrible segue, but let's go. Start us off.
Oh, OJ. We were talking about OJ.
I know what you're trying to do. I got it.
All right.
Man, I
Yeah,
started off
OJ
with an
drink.
orange drink. I had a blood orange
absolutely.
bourbon,
Blood orange drink.
Yeah.
Good
Oh.
spot. Good spot.
Blood orange
How
bourbon,
also was
and
he making these for
some
us
Grand
today?
Mar.
Patrick made it seem like Russell was going to be making us like.
I was not. I was only allowed like 3 minutes away from the table earlier, and I was told to immediately come back.
Well, that's because we were starting. all the shit before could have done, but yes, Russell said he was going to bring the stuff to make a drink, so he can do that.
The night is young.
Sounds like before we do the top 5, we need a drink mixer break.
How about this? How about Russell? You just go first with what you're drinking, and then we can get to the cocktail part after that.
Okay, sure.
Let's do the cocktails before.
Like I said, I was drinking a blood orange, Penelope bourbon, and Grand Mar, just a little cocktail. It's pretty tasty.
It sounds
good.
amazing.
It was
Sounds
quite tasty.
It sounds awesome.
Sounds good. on the 5 on the rating scale, it would be good, good, good.
Oh,
That was
How many hearts would you give it? Good or good? Was it good or was it good? It was a good?
God.
It was God.
It was
Choking.
I give it 5 hearts and 3 meters.
It must have been good.
I'd say 5 hearts and 3 TVs.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, God.
All right, we're done.
What a great episode.
well, we've given several shout-outs to this brewery, and I am drinking one that I saw for the first time in stores. I don't think anybody's brought it on here yet. It's made by good friends in Baton Rouge, Rally Cat Brewing, and it is their Mexican-style lager called Golden Sombrero, and it's actually pretty good.
That's very racist having somebody on the panel here that's Latino.
Mike, do you take any offense to the Golden Sombrero?
Not a lot.
A little?
Maybe a little.
But it's a very good beer. Has anybody had a bad Rally Cat beer yet?
The orange Grand is. God.
Is it 5 heart good?
It's 4.5 heart good.
All right, now
Rally
the 5.
Cap, you're just okay, but if you want to give us some free samples, send some coupons our
We
way.
haven't had a bad beer by you.
We will be visiting you soon, so don't pour half of a pint out for us, please.
Is Rally Cap on the pub pass?
Yes, it sure is.
Awesome.
All right, I'm drinking a little beer that Patrick brought back for me from Texas. It's from 903 Brewers in Sherman, Texas, called Pineapple Magic. And actually, the can has Cinderella's Castle on it, which may be leading into our top 5. I was a little bit disappointed in it because when I read the can, it's a pineapple, lactose, vanilla, and marshmallow flavored Berliner. So it sounded kind of like the orange cream thickle, orange cream Berliner that I got from Bourbon South.
Sound like the gayest drink I ever fucking had.
Can you repeat that for me real quick?
Orange cream thickle. Ed,
Is that how they say it, or is that how you say it?
I can bring the can next time if you like. But it's not as good as that. It's still pretty good, but not
Where's this
great.
place out of?
It's at Sherman, Texas. Patrick brought it back.
Oh, that's
to
what
me
he just
from
brought
his-
back? Yeah.
From his Houston endeavor.
The can looks amazing.
H-Town.
But I've just recently switched to Old Faithful Killian's Irish Red.
Oh, Old
Those are
Faithful.
solid. I
You
like
can never
those.
go wrong with that.
Killians are good.
Is this really Cinderella's Castle?
Looks like it.
I would have just called this like Magic Kingdom.
I'm pretty sure there's some copyright things surrounding that, so they probably made a little bit of adjustments.
I'll go next. I'm drinking the good old Elysian Space Dust. Brewed right here in New Orleans. No, I'm kidding.
From Seattle, Washington.
Is
Brewed right here on
is that
Elysian
your
Fields.
favorite?
Brewed right on Elysian Fields in Seattle,
That's the
Washington.
best Buck to Hassle beer because it's $8.99 at the store, and it's like, I don't know, fucking
8.2%.
whatever.
Wait, what did you say is like the best buck to hassle?
Buck to Hassle, like, ever heard that term?
No.
Buck to
I
Hassle's
haven't
like,
either, Biff.
it's my uncle's term.
Mouth to ass.
Oh, okay. It's a unique term.
Is it funny because it's my uncle's term?
No. Teammate Sean goes mouth to asshole.
Yeah, my uncle, mouth to asshole.
Jesus.
Hey, I don't know what he does.
I don't know if he's
I'm
a
not,
stag fan.
we don't kink shame around here, technically.
No, like it's
No.
Buck to Hassle is like,
Mouth to
is it
Hassle.
worth is the money worth the
Hassle.
hassle?
Yeah. I got you. I just have never heard it before. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Nobody's shaming off the asshole here. Some might. I don't know. Some definitely do.
I'm drinking.
The awkward silences before the
I'm drinking a.
Mike's drinking too slow.
No. Drinking beer.
I know.
It's hitting you hard,
Hitting
dude.
you hard.
It's a Shiner, Bavarian style amber,
Bavarian.
and it's
Amber.
good. It's good. The one that I had before that was Leinkugel's red amber. Was it red amber? Red lager. Sorry, red lager.
You know, the best red lager is Killian's Irish Red.
Killian's.
But much like we just said with Rally Cap, I don't. We've given Shiner several shout outs here on the pod, and I don't think I've had a bad Shiner.
No,
beer.
Shiners are solid.
Sounds like this one is
Rally
much the
Cap
same.
and Shiner are like top tier. I think in this table here, for sure.
I had a Ruby Redbird the other night. I saw one with a friend. That's probably my favorite one by Shiner.
I haven't had a lot of different Shiners, but everything I've had by them is good. I had their Hefe, I've had obviously their Bach,
Pat, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a beer from True Anomaly in Houston. It's called the Affogato. It's a bourbon barrel aged pastry stout with coffee, vanilla, and cocoa nibs.
Tell everyone the alcohol content.
Nibs.
Or nips?
It's 16.5%. So I'm only drinking one of them because it's like 4 beers in one. So it's very tasty, very chocolatey. It is thick,
Like the Magdalen
I
Librarian.
forgot.
like I like my oatmeal.
Thick like a Magdalen library.
Thick like a Magdalen library.
Have you ever had the
That
Affogato
ain't a
from
title.
Rio Creamery?
No,
Oh, it's
Bring
great.
it Cambridge.
I'm actually.
I really hope you're not talking about Mr.
Look, it might not even be a fucking librarian.
It might be someone from his
I
dreams.
don't remember how many hot, thick teachers at Mary Magdalene.
They said Miss Rice was hot.
Miss Rice was hot.
I don't remember names. And she might have been a PE teacher. I don't fucking know.
It wasn't.
How would you confuse a PE teacher with a librarian?
I mean, I don't fucking know.
It wasn't any hot PE teachers.
It was a dude. You mean Mr. Larson?
I'm bad with memory, okay?
I think Mike's getting his dreams and his early life mixed up together.
That was a scary movie.
Scary movie, yeah. The PE coach was Mr. Man.
38-31. Pelicans up.
Total transvestite.
Yeah, that's right. Live looking to the Pels game. They're up 7 on
Trigger
the
took the
Kings.
play.
Jeez, that's the first time I've looked up and they were up. They've been down by 2 or 3.
I know
every
Trigger's
time.
pulling threes out his ass. So we live to play another day.
Right on.
Zen 1.5.
So-
Was that everybody?
Moving on.
Move on to Sean's jungle juice he's got over there.
Yeah, he's drinking out of a big steel cup today.
My big Arctic $11.99 tumbler that I've had for several years.
Now you have a new tumbler. You want to discuss that?
Yes, let's do.
You mean this one right here?
Show it to the camera, please.
Yes.
Patrick has his
A
own.
gift.
Shut up.
We all have a
Beautiful new merch.
It was given to us by fans. Thank you, fans. We really appreciate your
Yes.
love and support to the Wasted Wagons. We each got one.
If you want to buy one, please contact us.
We can get you a custom one.
Our website is wastedwagons.com. Nods. But we're working on it, okay?
We can show you our link tree.
I think, can you message us? Pat, real quick, can you message us
Very
through
leafy.
like Spotify or Amazon or
They can message you through Facebook.
Also, if you go,
Facebook, of course.
but if you, Mike, if you don't remember, if you go to wastedwagons.com, it automatically redirects you to the Spotify page.
Where you can comment on the poll.
There you go.
What I made.
I'll definitely have one.
So this is a summer shandy.
What timing?
Penelope
Because
bourbon.
I just finished my thing. I
Double
haven't
G.
said yet.
Penelope 4-grain bourbon. It's actually
So
a lamb
while
shark.
bartender Russell is hooking us up with a drink for the break, Sean, what are you drinking?
Well, I just finished my red drink concoction that I put together here. Some fruit punch Crystal Light with Bacardi coconut rum.
Ooh.
And it's good.
That's not good.
It's not the red drink. I won't name from where because it doesn't have a splash of Everclear and vodka. in it.
Mad Dog?
No.
Mad Dog.
I won't name the guy who patented the red drink, but I'm trying, and it's good stuff.
Does he live in Asheville, North Carolina?
No.
Does he like to show pictures of his barbecue grill?
So Russell, you're a bartender, or do you just like practice these things? Like, from
When he
time
just
to
makes
time?
drinks.
Wild hair up my ass and start doing shit.
Okay.
When Russell gets back, I'd like Russell to explain his newfound passion in life.
Oh, this asshole over here.
Whoa! Wow! Whoa!
Are we all getting one of these, or are we sharing?
Yes.
I think we're all getting one.
But we're not sharing saliva, spreading COVID.
So
Well,
while
we could
we're
if you want.
Yeah, filibuster till Russell gets back.
while we're still on the topic of alcohol, though,
And sharing saliva.
Todd was recently at a travel baseball tournament in Thibodaux, Louisiana, and he decided to make a stop at one of Louisiana's local breweries, and it was called Mudbug Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
Todd, could you give us a little review on Mudbug?
Yeah, I mean, it was
It's a good
about,
drink, Russ.
Straight off.
I'm trying to pull the menu up. I'm trying to remember what I had.
Nothing wrong with that.
Did they have a crawfish beer?
They actually didn't have the crawfish beer, but I mean, I had a really good crab boil beer at NOLA. It was about 4 minutes from the park that Camden was playing at, so it was really convenient that we're out there and it was so close. One of them I had was called House of the Rising Sun Trunk Porter. You know, I love dark beers, and it was very, very good. I'm trying to remember what the other one I had was.
I'm on their website right now, and like they have some.
Oh, it was the House Marzen, House of the Rising Sun, House Marzen. They were both really good.
This way. It should be a little colder.
When I went there, obviously I went there around, Camden played like first thing in the morning at 9, so it was probably around like 11 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. So it wasn't really overly crowded. It was pretty empty, actually. But they have a nice little setup. They have a little back patio area that has picnic tables set up, and they have games of cornhole. So we played some cornhole while we were out there. It was just me, Jessica, and Camden. But I mean, overall, it was a really nice setup. They had a pretty decent selection on their menu. And the two beers I got, the Porter and the Marzen, were both very good. So shout out to Mudbug Brewing. You came in the clutch because there's not a whole lot to do out in Thibodaux. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been out there.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, there is.
Cousins and family.
No!
I mean, Nickel State, you saw it, but we were out there though. I mean, I heard bad things about the park because there's a teacher that works with me at the same school I work at, and his kid also plays travel ball, and he said the park kind of backs up into a bad neighborhood. Maybe it does. It didn't look like it was horrible. I mean, it wasn't anything like we encountered in Baltimore.
At said museum.
But that said,
Edgar Allan Poe.
negative Yelp.
Nothing like the hard
museum.
streets of the Edgar Allan Poe.
But the little area, the little park we played at was actually really nice. I mean, the fields all looked brand new. It was called the Farm. The fields looked brand new. They actually had a blue monster on one of the fields that was kind of built out of like warehouse, like shed, like like sheet metal material. Looked really cool.
An old crack house.
Did you read the instructions on this? Because there's literally instructions on
There's
this.
instructions on the shit I just drank?
Yeah.
Nah.
Don't mix with
No.
love for Orioles
So
baseball.
chill after purchase. Turn over once before serving to redistribute the fruit because there's so much fruit in this thing.
I didn't turn it over. I just drank it.
It smells like candy.
the only turnover he did was from right side up
Was-
to upside down.
That used to be the Covington strawberry. You'd have to turn it and shake it sideways to get the puree to mix. Yeah.
So Mudbug Brewing, I was impressed with your brewery. It was nice. Had a nice
That's pretty.
little backdoor entertainment area.
The trannies,
Go
That was
on.
right there, Brewing.
they let kids in and checkers too.
Whoa.
Yeah, nice
whoa.
cornhole gave me a nice selection of beers. So I'll give a shout out to Mudbug Brewing.
Like I said, I'm looking at their beer list right now on their website, and some of them look pretty interesting. The names could be a bit more creative because they're all House of the Rising Sun and then some sort of name to go with it.
Yeah.
But the beers look pretty interesting, like this white boot. It's called Swamp Sneakers
Well, one thing that
or Duloc Slippers.
The one that they were like
shrimp boots?
I think the one that they were most known for was
Delta
King
Reeboks?
Cake Ale.
Yeah, I saw that one.
But I didn't mean Jessica was like, well, why don't you get that one since it's like kind of like their signature beer? And I tried a sample of it. I wasn't crazy about it.
The Cafe Au Lait Stout looks pretty good too.
I thought about getting that one, but I decided to go with the porter instead.
Cafe Au Lait
They
Stout.
have one called Trannies in Thibodeau.
No, but the white boot is also dubbed the Bro Bridge Pumps. I'm just reading off the website, all right?
That's awesome.
Just tell you what they call the beer as a side name. But I don't know why we would ever be down in Thibodeau, but if we're ever out in Thibodeau,
I'd go check the place.
I'll make a note to maybe possibly hit up
I've
the
worked
place.
down there before and driven across a one-lane bridge.
Oh, yeah, off of Maine.
And
Yeah.
wondered, what
yeah.
if somebody wants to go the other way? They have to wait for me to get off the one-lane bridge?
Yeah, I think I go there. I used to go there maybe once every month for work to do a delivery down there, and then come back. So I know it's like an overnight thing, but yeah, there's not a lot in Thibodeau.
Terrible.
Just the Rouse's headquarters,
True.
the hospital, the other hospital, some more Rouse's.
Nichols.
E.D. White. Shout out to E.D. White, any graduates of E.D. White. Renee, if you're listening.
Used to kick our ass in drumline.
Emily from Republic National. Shout out to you and your alma mater as well.
That's
And a killer
who did
drumline.
I meet at the Burger King?
Oh,
Not
speaking of drums, didn't we have like a showdown of drumming?
That's
Yeah,
a-
that
that's
never
a-
happened.
That's
It's a
gonna
waste.
happen or something?
It's a waste.
You want to talk smack now while I'm here?
Yeah, I'll talk shit. I'll talk shit right
Talk
now.
smack to a liquored up mic.
I'll beat you with one
Mike
hand.
was supposed to do
I
it.
will beat you with
Whoa,
one
whoa.
We
hand.
got some double Dutch running.
Hey,
like the
hey,
Will-
hey, yo.
This is like the Will Ferrell, Chad Smith drum off. With
Can-
like Will Ferrell pretending he could play drums.
Yeah, while Questlove is playing drums.
Can you while you're beating him off with one hand? Can I record this for OnlyFans?
Why OnlyFans?
I didn't say beat him off. I said beat him.
Oh, okay.
Please do tell.
Coming soon to Wasted Wagons.
Check my link tree and I'll
Wasted Wagons OnlyFans.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we're gonna make foot content.
It's gonna be on King Cake Hub.
We can
Dude, I got a hot tub. We can make hot tub content.
It's like
Wait, so Russell has just offered up his hot tub for King Cake Hub / OnlyFans content creation.
Now Russell,
When do we do a pod from the hot tub?
That's the man who's right here.
Is it gonna be-
I've already said y'all are all more than welcome.
any females invited to this hot tub, or is it just gonna be an all dude thing?
What do you think?
Just don't let balls
What do you-
crush. You'll be all right.
Sounds like it's gonna be an all dude
Don't
thing.
cross the streams. You're
sounds
fine.
like we're all going to be in there
Playing
together,
drums.
beating drums.
Load management live from the hot tub.
Load management. That's our load management discussion.
It's
Put a-
not just for
put
the
a pin in
NBA
that.
players.
I'm sorry, what was that, Mike?
I said load management is not just for the NBA players.
I load manage every night.
That is what I just made.
No, I do got to say, Biff was always better at drums than me. Props to you.
Thank you, man.
All right. So
I admire you
I really like Sam had.
I admire
with
you.
the drum.
It's not a drum.
So Russell's back, and he made a beverage for all of us that he took the recipe off the Penelope Bourbon website. It's called the Penny's Shandy.
It is delicious.
So it's 6 ounces of Sprite.
It's like a summer shandy.
Yeah, 6 ounces of Sprite / lemon lime soda, a beer, whatever ale or lager you choose, an ounce of Penelope Bourbon, and half an ounce of fresh lemon juice.
Delicious.
That's Scott.
It's like
On a scale of 1 to God,
Is it made with lemon juice?
I give it
They're Bermuda lemons, sir, and I squeeze them myself.
4.5 goods. 4.5 hearts on my rating
I've
scale.
said
Five.
How many Wheezies?
0 Wheezies.
My silence says everything. But Russell, thank you. It's pretty tasty. I could see myself drinking a lot of that. Maybe in front of the hot tub.
I was gonna say it's a good hot tub drink. Personally,
Just like a group
Just
of dudes
nothing,
with
yeah.
some summer shandy.
Nothing wrong with 7 guys just sitting in a hot tub.
Just
Penelope shandy.
Back to my story I told
that's
earlier.
it. That's it. Please remove it.
I'm done with this podcast.
just
I am done.
7 7 sausages just marinating and room naked in a hot tub with some shandies.
Well, they had mustard on it.
They knew it.
I apologize for Mike being back on the alcohol and just getting
He's
after
had
it
2
tonight.
beers, and it's like he's had 10.
So anyway, to kind of rein us in a little bit, Russell. So you made this drink for us with this Penelope bourbon. Where did you come up or find Penelope, or how'd you get into, like, I guess, bourbon in general?
Before Russell says anything, Mitchell Sanford just tied the game with a home run.
What? Wow.
Excited. I am not.
All right, Russell, you're on the mic.
So I am ever so grateful to have the friend Patrick sitting over here who called me up and asked me to come to the I don't know which, the fifth the bourbon festival that was in New Orleans.
New Orleans Bourbon Festival.
It was roughly a month ago, I believe.
Mhm.
Now I walked in and was like, I don't know anything about bourbon. I'm a big wine drinker. I have a decent little wine selection. I don't have a lick of bourbon in my house. Well, by the end of the night, long story short, I'm trying to find some really hard allocated bottles of bourbon to find. And I have a small collection now. And it's probably going to advance and join my wine collection. But on top of that, also due to Patrick, I have a newfound... this is all Patrick's fault.
Thanks, man.
Newfound obsession with Nike Air Jordans. And, I now have... I went from no pairs to 5 pairs in a matter of like 3 weeks. So I thank you, Patrick.
And
You're welcome.
with these.
So, yeah.
Patrick is a bad
Influence?
Coming from one bad teammate to a bad influence and friend. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. No, so we went to the Bourbon Fest as a guest of a roundabout way through one of our suppliers that got some tickets for a friend of mine who also works in our industry and works at one of my accounts. So she gave us 2 tickets to go. So I took Russell and kind of I brought him around the fest and just brought him to each station. Like, hey, try this. This is what you kind of will taste. You should taste maybe. And I just kind of started with like some light stuff and went to a couple others. And we got to the Penelope station. I'm like, all right, this is going to be one of the best distilleries you taste.
I want to say we had like 7 different ones.
Yeah,
and they were all phenomenal.
They brought out, they had 8 or 9 bottles on display, and I'm talking to Russell and the lady, their rep, and she's like, oh, let's start him with the basic and work him up to some of the higher end, more allocated or...
Like drinking them sips, like neat.
Yeah, it was a little like tasting.
They give like the little snifter glass that I bring, they give you a miniature version of that at the event. So it probably pours maybe a half ounce to an ounce tops.
Just trying.
So yeah, we're just trying it, and then Russell tries the Penelope Rio, which is like
the Rio's so good.
And then he tries a Takaji and another one, and he liked all of them because they're incredible. So the next day, it's hit him. He's like, hey, I want that Rio. How do I get one? I'm like, hey bud, I just got my first one this year after 3 years of trying to get one. They're not super hard to find. I mean, they're fairly hard to find. They only make 1 batch a year. So it's not something you're going to like walk into a store and see every day. So kind of talking around and through working some of my accounts, I find one. I'm like, I call him, Russell, great news. You're not going to believe this. I got a Penelope Rio for you if you want it. He's like, yeah, absolutely, cool. He bought it.
He got a taste, now he's jonesing for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So then he starts asking about this other Penelope bottle, and I'm like, man, that's even harder to find because they make less of that. And I'm like,
make less of the Kaji?
Yeah. And like, you don't really see it very often. So I'm out in Houston, and I'm walking around, and this is the weekend of Hogs for the Cause, and Russell's on the team. So he's working the event. This was a Saturday night, I believe.
It was Saturday night.
Yeah. So he's working the event and doing all that. I call him, and I'm like, Russell, I want you right now, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, to stop, and you have got to say, I love Patrick Taplin. He's like,
you missed the part where I accused you of having somebody else in the car because I was so drunk and I was hearing my echo.
Yeah. So he's on Bluetooth speaker through the speakers in the car, and he's like, "Who's there with you?" I'm like,
You.
It's just me. He's like, I hear somebody talking. I'm like, that's you, asshole. He's like, no, this one in the car. I'm like, he's like, wait, well, I have been drinking this and that. I'm like, yeah, it's just you. Like, I'm like, I could show you take the phone and turn around. There's no one in the car other than me.
That guy.
You're listening to yourself, you idiot.
It's like gaffing and like looking at pictures. Like, oh, look at that fat guy. Oh, wait, this one.
Yeah. So I'm like, Russell, I'm driving around. I made a few stops at some places.
Fuck you, Ezekiel.
And I'm like, Russell, how good of a friend am I to you? He's like, you're a good friend. What are you doing? I'm like, Russell, I want you to say it right now. I don't care who's around you. I want you to say, I love Patrick Taplin. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, I want you to say it. I want you to say it right now. I love Patrick Taplin. He goes, all right. You can tell he's kind of drunk. He's like, I love Patrick Taplin. And I was like, that's what I wanted to hear. He's like, okay. And then I tell him why. I'm like, Russell, I got you a bottle of Takagi. I don't have one yet, but I got one for you. So I'm going to give you the bottle that I found that I should get for me, but I'm going to give it to you since it's easier for me to get a hold of one than you two. So now this asshole has two of the most sought after bottles in the Penelope line and just the bourbon world in general. And he literally a month ago didn't know shit about bourbon. So.
Well, good for you, Russell.
Thank you. Appreciate
I wouldn't call him an asshole. He just made me a drink.
Yeah, you asshole.
The drink that you made was quite lovely.
Hang out with a little bit more. You'll call
call him an asshole.
Yeah, you give it time.
You need to take a picture of like Patrick's Lil Wayne cutout with it. And get yourself cut out with it. And you like with both bottles like that, you know, and then leave it on his doorstep and he walks out of his house.
Yeah. By the way, the cutout stays in the car for whoever misses it. I'm going to print your face out and put it on the cutout for when you don't show.
That's all I'm picturing the whole time. He's telling this story of him like with bottles, you know.
That's probably how he was when I brought it to him, the other bottle to him. He's just like, ah!
Nice.
So yeah, so Russell's new to the bourbon world, and when we start doing the videos of us like just tasting and sampling a bunch of bourbons, he'll be around for that. Hopefully you guys can join in when we do some of that and try a few things and get to experience some of the nicer things and the basic bottles, and we kind of just work
Nicer
you.
things in life.
Yeah,
Like
some of the finer bottles in life.
No, I love bourbon.
Come get it.
We should also do tequila. Use personal preference.
Y'all can do tequila, yes.
I will not do
I will.
No one else. Come on.
I don't like
Tequila makes
tequila.
my clothes fall off.
All right, tequila it is.
Then Mike will be in the hot tub.
Michael be in the hot tub.
Hey guys, what's the podcast? It's like, you're the only one there.
He said it by himself.
Yeah, right. When's the drum off? I've started already.
I'm Lord Managing in the hot tub.
Doom, 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 doom.
I thought we were getting in the hot tub. Sir, this is a Wendy's.
The drive-through too.
You said you beat me with one hand.
Look, I'm beat myself with one hand. How about that? Wah, 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 wah,
I'll
wah.
beat his ass too.
Oh my god.
You know the Pelicans are doing good when they're slow-mo and Larry Nance.
I know, really.
Fucking Larry Nance.
So
Larry Nance Senior with him.
So man, this has been a wild
ride.
episode. I hope who wants to edit this episode, Mike?
Nope.
Mike,
You've had a lot to say tonight.
main offender.
Really?
You said a lot of things.
Sorry.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to everyone else you offended.
I'm having a good time. I haven't drank any
Since the New
alcohol
Year's.
since fucking New Year.
Oh, I love this version of you.
This is me. This is me. How long have you been knowing me? Is this not me?
Since New Year's.
Yeah, this is Russell's.
I've been knowing Mike long enough to know that once he gets an idea in his head, he's gonna do it. He will deliver.
Like that bomb he just dropped a second ago when Todd missed.
I don't know what
Just
the fuck
like
you're
that.
talking about.
What do you say?
Oh, you'll hear. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Well,
It's a bad teammate move.
it's a bad.
Yeah.
That is you and Rick. You're now the bad teammate. Like anything video wise that we done, it's gonna be your title, bad teammate. You're on a 2-drink maximum.
I just want to let everybody know,
Drink,
listening, that I love you. I do not mean anything.
You sure? You don't condone that, or you do condone it?
That's a hard
In no
question.
particular
when you're
order.
drunk.
In no
It's a
particular
new
order.
segment, 2 Drink Mike, once he gets 2 drinks.
Two Drink Mike.
Mike, what do you have to
Two
contribute?
drink Mike.
Yeah!
Mike Jones.
Christ, years. All right. Well, we've come to just about, I guess, thankfully the end of this episode.
Thankfully.
Before we sign off, we do have a quick what grinds Todd's gears. I don't know who's going to lead this one, but it's time for everybody's favorite segment of the show.
And now it's time for another segment of What Grinds Todd's Gears.
So I guess I'll go ahead and start. I know we've done a lot of, and if anybody has anything else to chime in on as far as things that have pissed them off during the week, but we spend a lot of time talking about things that aggravate us at the gym. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start this week. So, my son is I guess he's a club wrestler, which is if we related it to baseball, it's almost like it's almost like travel baseball, but it's kind of like travel wrestling. And he's been, working hard this year to kind of keep his weight down and stay in a particular weight class. And he's been coming to the gym with me on a pretty regular basis. And he just made 12 a couple weeks ago, so he's officially the age where he is allowed to go use the cardio equipment. But he had been sneaking into the gym before that just to try to use the cardio equipment and keep his weight down, cut his weight, whatnot. And there's always people in there that give him shit. It's always people come up to him and say, "How old are you?" And he's either got to lie, or sometimes he doesn't like to lie, so he's honest, and then they'll either kick him out or tell him he's got to go walk on the track. Well, he's officially of age now, and he's still getting asked these questions. And the aggravating part to me is a lot of the people coming up to him and asking him these questions. I get that they're trying to cover their ass, but at the same time, I'm kind of asking myself, like, all right, y'all have already asked him these questions like 3 or 4 times now. Like, some of the same people keep coming up to him and asking. Maybe they forget. I don't know. But at the same point,
Are they boo hairs?
no.
Not particularly, no.
I really think it's mostly the directors of this gym who don't really know anything about exercising, and it's almost like I want. And
Sounds like a recipe for
it's,
success.
I was kind of pissed off at this guy who's probably I don't even know how old he is. He's probably like in his mid-20s, maybe early 30s. And I believe he was sent by one of the directors to go ask my son how old he was. And I'm getting to the point where I'm just gonna get out to this, to the leadership at this gym and ask if they promote childhood obesity. I really am gonna just get to that point, because you've already asked the kid 3 or 4 times now, how old he is. It's like, do you want him in there or not? And it's pretty frustrating, and it destroys him to the point where he doesn't want to come. He's like, "Oh, there's somebody there going to ask me how old I am? Is somebody going to kick me out?" So I guess that's what grinds my gears this week. I experienced it for about the 4th time in the past couple of months at the very same gym, sometimes with the very same people.
I'm gonna get him a T-shirt made.
Get him a shirt that
I
says,
am of age.
I'm 12 years
I'm
old.
12, bitch.
I'm 12 years old. Fuck
I'm
off.
legal.
Get him a
12, bitch.
McLovin ID.
So again, I get that they're trying to cover their asses. They don't want any kind of lawsuits against them.
I'm 31 years old.
But how many times are you going to ask the kid how old he is?
Yeah, I feel you.
Shirt to just say, I'm 12 years old. Fuck off.
No.
Well, maybe
Just put it on the back. You won't be able to read it.
I know it's
F off.
frustrating, and very discouraging for him. I'm just on a maybe looking at it on their point of view. Maybe they have the rules of the gym where they have to ask whether they know already or not. I mean, I don't know what the policies are or not. I mean, maybe that's what it is. Or maybe they're just trying to be assholes. I don't.
Like I said, the only thing I'm seeing.
Russell?
Yeah, weird. I haven't
What do you
relate
think
to
about
this.
this?
I think they're assholes.
I mean, from a father's perspective, all I'm seeing is you're discouraging the kid
child
from
from
wanting
working
to exercise.
out.
Absolutely.
He's coming in there saying, "Dad, I don't want to go. I'm just worried that this person's going to be there. I'm going to worry about this person's going to be there." And you know, you can tell he kind of wants to go, but then at the same point, he's like, I don't know if I'm going to want to go because I'm scared that person's going to be in there.
That's discouraging to hear. As far as like, man, he's actually trying to like work out, opposed to like horseplay on the equipment,
Right.
Which is
Right.
You would want to prevent that, but if somebody's like, legitimately using it,
Have you talked
Yeah,
to
if y'all know Travis's kid Carson, like he's not going to horseplay on any kind of equipment.
No, it's a great kid. You can tell he cares about what he's doing.
I haven't spoken to directors, but I've spoken to other people, you know, that work there about it. But.
I think it's time to send a little email.
You gotta push that up the management
That's
ladder.
what it's for.
Threatening
Get a free month of membership.
legal action.
I'm 12 years old and put some pants on.
So, does anybody else have anything that pissed them off this week?
Just that I wasn't asked out by a hot chick.
He's a hot guy.
It wasn't even hot.
If he would have been hot.
I might have said yes.
Well, look,
Free dinner.
I don't know if this really. I guess it grinds my gears in a sense. It doesn't necessarily piss me off per se.
How many dangly balls did you see this week?
I didn't see any dangling balls.
How many grandfather clocks?
Arabian sunglasses.
But as y'all know, I work in a school, right? And I have to ask y'all this question: like, do y'all feel like your parents did a good job of raising you to be like a polite, well-mannered individual?
I guess.
yeah, where's that coming from? Like, I feel like it's really broad.
Are your kids not well mannered?
Not my kids.
No. I meant the kids at your school. I mean,
Okay, so this was yesterday. It's happened 3 times in one day. So I had my door shut because I'm on a phone call.
Are you sure you want to talk about
Or I'm
this? right
talking
now?
to. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not going to give it any name. I'm not going to say.
He wasn't load managing.
So I had my door shut.
door shut, load managing.
I think one time I was on a phone call, one time I was with a student. So the first time, a kid knocks like once and then opens my door. And it's like, you know, I didn't say, all right, come in, or yeah, I'm here, or whatever. He did knock one time, open my door. And I'm just kind of staring there in disbelief as this kid opens my door. And I'm like, what the fuck, the door was closed.
What was
Probably about an hour later, I think I'm on the phone this time.
Oh boy.
Door's closed. No knock. The kid just opens my door. Comes in.
My dog does that.
I mean, that's
He
just
he
insane to
just
me.
bursts in my room.
But I'm not done yet.
Oh boy.
Does anyone knock anymore?
Probably about another hour later, I have my door open. I'm sitting there talking to a student. Another kid just barges in and starts talking.
Starts Fortnite dancing.
Starts fucking talking to me as I'm having a conversation with a student. Like, not even, no knock, no nothing. Just comes in and starts talking. Hey, look, I need this. I'm like, bro, I'm with a student.
That's kind of like one of my drum students. You know, like
Let me interject on this, and I know I've vented multiple times to my coworkers, multiple times to Todd. And this is no knock on the military by any stretch of the means, but when I was going students now,
where's this going?
the military recruiters who come recruit high school students to join the military. I had one particular recruiter come in during lunch, when lunch is the time that students are, it's like a free-for-all, can come to see the counselors. And there's usually a line outside of my door. This guy comes in, cuts the line, sits down in his chair, and just starts talking about, hey, I got this great opportunity for you.
Did he sit down like this?
And I'm just sitting there, and I'm
Wearing fatigue?
like, he's sitting there he's asking me if I want to go fly in a Blue Angel, and I'm just sitting there like, I can't even listen to this guy. I'm like, dude, you just cut like 20 fucking kids. And then the dude just, oh yeah, don't work it down. I said, no, dude, get out. Like, I need to talk to these kids. So adults do it too, but I do definitely know what Todd's talking about, because sometimes I'll be on the phone and a kid will come in and start talking to me, seeing I'm on the phone, and I have to like point to the thing saying, I am on the phone, you know?
I'm trying to use the phone.
So yeah, I totally get that. I don't know where the manners come from. I try to raise my kids. I take a lot of what I learned in the school and try to
I try to take a lot of what I learned on my job and incorporate it in my house to have my kids not be that way. You know?
That's good. Yeah.
I guess where I was going with this was, like, I don't understand. Like, I mean, I feel like maybe I was, because I had two parental figures that were just present in my life, that I was always raised not to do shit like that. I mean, I just don't know, man. I don't know if it's the parental involvement or what, but I mean, I just feel like,
I don't know if it's a parental involvement. I just think these kids are a different breed.
It's a different
it's almost like
different
common sense, though.
Different generation.
So I don't
Yeah.
necessarily think it's a generational thing though, because I experienced this in my office setting at work. I'll be sitting with my boss, and then the 65-year-old somebody else I work with comes in, completely ignores me, and starts talking with my boss.
The grandfather clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Alright, yeah.
Maybe
Some
some
people
people
are
are just fucking rude.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, I noticed that with parents, you know, just that I'm around, is that it's like some parents, like, with their kid will walk up, they'll be like, I'm talking, and they'll, like, literally, like, almost put their hand in the kid's face.
And other
And then other parents, the kid will walk up, and, like, they're literally talking to you, and they'll, like, look at their kid, and was like,
Here, you want a piece of candy?
like, fuck me. Like, we literally have a
Right.
conversation, but their kid walks up, and it's like, I'm, like,
It's
not
like,
in the
yeah,
conversation.
yeah, right.
Well, I will say with this said military recruiter that I had that experience with, that I was never able to look at that guy to see him again. Like, and I was just kind of like, dude.
No
cut-
Blue
I
Angel
was like, you
trip.
cut like. I wasn't even
How old
interested in
is
what
he?
he was saying. How old was the guy?
Yeah, how old's the military guy?
He probably like around our age, maybe. Maybe.
Not like 22.
No.
I
It's,
saw a funny military recruiter TikTok today.
What are you doing watching
Please
that?
share, Mike.
No, I mean, it was like in my feed, and I thought it was hilarious.
I mean,
It's these two military recruiters standing
Your feed.
outside of the office, and this, of age kid comes walking up,
Oh,
And then- yeah, he's like 18 or whatever, and he comes walking
Or whatever.
like in front of the military recruiter,
This could go real quick.
and the military recruiter trips him, like purposely trips the kid.
It on.
Just listen to my story real quick. Come on. Stop interrupting.
yeah. I was going to say, Mike, the part that the statement that Todd's making seems eerily similar to like if you were like recording a podcast and trying to tell a story, and then
people were
someone barges in on your story to talk about something
Same.
related or not related to what you're saying, and like, hey, where are your manners? I'm trying to talk and have us to say something, and I get
I have
interrupted
no
constantly over and over and over again.
Anyway,
Proceed.
Proceed.
so the kid starts walking in front of the military recruiter. The military recruiter trips the kid. As the kid's like falling, right? It goes into slow motion. The military recruiter puts a pen in his hand and then puts a clipboard with while he's scribbling.
That's pretty good. What we got to say?
He falls to the ground, and the two recruiters look at each other and go like this.
That's pretty good.
Anyway, I had to show you. I'm sorry.
I had no idea where the story was going. When he started.
It's funny as the way Mike's telling you.
Like, why didn't you share that with us at some point?
It was hilarious. No, I saw it today.
Why didn't you share that with us earlier, like when you saw it?
Because he started talking about military recruits, and I'm like, popped in my head.
You need to forward that to us.
Went off.
I'll try to look.
And Mike was like, genius.
Anyone else?
I'm sorry.
No.
Sean?
That Veronica Vaughn.
It's one piece of
Is one
ace.
hot piece of ace.
I know from experience, dude.
Russell? Anything grinding your gears?
I'm good. Nope.
Todd
This guy, I know.
and I are the two angry souls on this table.
You don't say.
He's so angry.
And on that bombshell, wagons out.
Out.